Hi guys, so my name is Mark. So today I'm going to be talking about some of the personal struggles that a lot of content creators go through that you don't know about. So I'm going to try as much as possible to keep it very brief. I jotted out some of those things. The first one, number one, is wrong impression. Sometimes we have to wake up in the morning and think of content that we can drop that goes against our standard, you understand, or our values or our belief. As someone that was well drilled in a very good religious Christian home, and of course, I've been instilled with a lot of beliefs and standard, and waking up in the morning and thinking of making a content that promotes lesbianism or gayism or something that has to, like, we just think of something that provocates engagement. Of course, you know that the more the likes, the more the comments, the more the income that comes in, you understand, in dollars, you understand. So I'm just like, okay, when people see you outside, I'm like, oh, this guy is not a role model to my son, to my daughter, and stuff like that. It's kind of painful, but I wish sometimes it's possible to separate the content that we make from our own personal beliefs. Yeah, that's the first thing I would say. Then number two, relationship. Yeah, this is really a struggle. Like, imagine, mostly if you have someone that doesn't understand that you have a separate life from content and some of the things you do. They'll be like, imagine you're making a content about saying that a man is not supposed to love a woman wholeheartedly 100%, that the woman is supposed to love the man, it's supposed to be a 50-50 thing, making content like that, and you have your woman, a girlfriend by your side, or your wife, as the case may be, and you'll be like, oh, so that means this guy doesn't even love me, just playing around with me. So it takes a lot of convincing, like trying to make the person understand that. And this thing I'm even saying is even people in relationship or people not in relationship, like, it's very difficult to like to get into a relationship. Like, you will explain tire, like, that's why it's very, very advisable to get into content making with a partner like that probably isn't so like into content making also, because she gets to understand what you're doing and she gets to separate work from your personal life, you understand. So yeah, it's always a struggle. Like, personally, I've struggled with that. Imagine every now and then you'd be like, this content, you have to explain, like, okay, this content I made is not like, I'm not trying to like push this out. No, you know, I care about, you know, because sometimes it's just better to just stay off relationships in general, and it's easier. That's why I see a lot of couples these days on social media making content that like they are both into content making, and they're doing it because they understand that, oh, we have a private life and want to put this thing out there. So it's just about creating something that people understand, not really about, like, you know. But some ladies will find it very difficult to understand that, okay, this thing is different from this thing, you understand. I don't know if I'm making sense. Number three point I'm going to talk about now is we get a lot of DMs. For someone like me, I'm always I make a lot of content about educative purpose, aside the fact that I do comical stuff. Sometimes I train a lot of persons on website design and some of those things. So sometimes I always attach like a call to action link or something that redirect people that are watching the video to my DMs or to my emails. And sometimes when they send a lot of WhatsApp messages, DMs and emails, I find it very, it's overwhelming. Like, you feel like, imagine you wake up every morning and you're seeing like over 1,000 messages, but a lot of persons, like, they'll just tag you, this guy is a snob. So that's my number 3 point. You're being tagged as a snob because you don't respond to messages, or you don't respond to them as earlier as you can. So it's a struggle, seriously. And I have to say this, it's not really intentional, because you are there thinking of how to respond to messages the best way. You're also thinking of how to make content, because you just have to stay consistent. That's part of the things for, like, if you know you want to do well in the content space, you just have to be consistent. So a lot of DMs, a lot of calls, a lot of persons just like, this guy is a snob, I don't want to do anything with him. So that's my number 3 point. Point number 4, guys. Point number 4 is going to be about the fame in disguise. For instance, we have a lot of persons that have this belief that when they see you outside, they start calling your name. Sometimes you just have to smile because you don't know some of these persons from anywhere. You just have this thinking that, oh, this person is just, hey Mark, how are you? You not be like, I've not seen this person from anywhere. Sometimes I'll be on the bike and somebody is calling my name and making reference to, like, they're just calling me and like, oh, you just have to force the smile. Hi. You just, like, you have to wave with all your energy. Sometimes you won't have muscles. It's like, oh, okay, this person knows me, but you don't know where you know this person from. So imagine, like, she making reference to point number 2, talking about the relationship. Imagine you have a girlfriend by your side and she's that kind of person that loves private things. You're like, why is this person waving you? Why is this person waving you? So it's kind of stressful. Like I call it fame in disguise, because you don't know some of these persons and they know you, and you just have to relate with them. If you're imagine someone having over 15,000 followers, 20,000 followers, and this is just on one particular social media platform, and you expect the person to know you. It's not possible. And thank God, yeah, thanks to YouTube that has this membership thing that you can actually, some members can subscribe to your premium packages, so that way you get to build a smaller community of people you can interact with, and you know them one-on-one. So that's another good thing. But yeah, Instagram and Facebook, stuff like that, yeah, I go from one place to another, people are waving at me forcing the smile. Yeah, it's another thing. That's part of the personal struggles that we go through. Yeah, God will help us. So that's point number 4. So let's go to point number 5. So point number 5, comparing yourself to other creators. That's something you cannot help, honestly, because you're there, you're having 15,000 followers, and you're seeing someone having 1 million followers. You keep asking yourself, oh God, shanu me, have mercy on me, when am I going to get to this particular number? Yeah, it's just a matter of time, because it's not just about having numbers of followers. It's possible for you to even have 20,000 followers and you are earning more than someone that has 1 million followers. So yeah, that's how some of these things works. So it's not by the numbers of followers, but sometimes you just have to compare yourself. That's going to be my point number 5. So yeah, moving on. So point number 6, yeah, is loneliness. Yeah. Some persons gain inspiration whenever they are being like quiet in their lonely place. They get to think of ideas of how to put things together. Mostly for someone for someone like me, that sometimes some brands reach out to you. Okay, we want to promote this, we want to sell this product, we want to advertise these services. How do we do this? Like, how do we go about it? So sometimes you have to go back to your lonely space, close your door, sometimes listen to music, and you get inspiration on how to go about some of those things. So yeah, I'm actually struggling with this thing. Oh, okay, yeah, that's my point number. That should be point number 6. Point number 7. Point number 7. This is actually very painful. So, part of the things I do is I make comical content, like comedy-related skits, and do some of those things sometimes just for fun, not even because of the engagement or whatever. I just do it for fun. But the issue now is, if you happen to be in a circle or in a group where you guys are supposed to share ideas on how to do things to be better, and sometimes based on you have been tagged as someone that is not serious, sometimes when you make some valid contribution, they see like, can anything good come out from this guy? So it can be very painful when you want to actually contribute, but the people look at you like you don't have anything to offer. So it's really, really bad, and it makes me feel very bad sometimes. So it's just like, what's not the essence of even being in that space where people don't really value? So sometimes these days, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying so hard to just separate myself from public spaces or things that will actually make me feel that bad. So yeah, that's actually one of the struggles that content creators go through that you don't know about. And there's this belief that you have, I think this is going to be my point number 8. Yeah, this is going to be an additional one. It just came to my mind. There's this belief that, okay, because you are doing content, because you have money, or because they think that you are being tagged as someone that have all the money in the world. So sometimes you might be going through one rough time and you're just like, hi bro, hi ma, can you just borrow me or support me something? So there's this belief that, I don't understand, you will be boss, you're a boss, like I'm supposed to be the one asking you for money. So people find it very difficult to believe that. You also go through adulthood, like you also go through difficulties. Sometimes you have money, sometimes like, and one thing is, some of the things that we use for content, I'm not even talking about this personal content I'm doing right now. Sometimes you have to buy tools like camera. We're not just talking about low budget, like big time. So you're making money and at the same time you're investing back into what you're doing. So I find it very, like, it's not really advisable, like, for people to just assume that all content creators, they're having money or something. But the good thing is, I do content for fun, but not really because of the engagement. I like talking about interesting things that people can just share their views about and stuff like that. And the truth is, guys, let me tell you this, I've not really started doing the kind of content that I really want to do based on, if I start doing something like that, I have some persons that will be like, how does he know this thing? How come he knows this thing? Like, that means he's doing it, you know, stuff like that. But I think I'll just have to wait till I'm settled. Yeah. So for those of you that are asking, yes, I'm very much single, and one of the reasons why I'm not involved is because of this same very thing, aside other reasons. But I wish to settle down soon. So I'm waiting for dry season. What the fuck? Yeah. So yeah, do have a wonderful day, guys. These things that I just mentioned are very important. So let's try to show some love to content creators and just try to, like, understand that they have their own personal life different from some of the things that they put out there. So to be nice, yeah. So have a wonderful day, guys.